What's up, everybody? It's Disney Movie News time, and today we've got a loaded show. We're going to be talking about the live-action Dumbo, the live-action Mulan, and best of all, and most of all, the live-action Beauty and the Beast. Let's do it.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Disney Movie News.
Ooh, guys,
Mute your
up?
computer.
Is that me?
No, it's
No.
Oh, you freaked me out there.
Screwing this up already.
That's because we're too anxious. We're ready to go.
I know.
Ready to
Guys,
get
we're gonna.
started.
Let me give you a quick synopsis of the show. News: Beauty and the Beast review. All spoilers on the table, but we'll do that last. So if you haven't seen that, we're just gonna break this thing down as far as we can. But let's get started with some introductions. I, of course, am your host, Leo Zombie. You can follow me everywhere at Leo Zombie. Actually, that's only Twitter. Everywhere else at Mr. Leo Zombie. But also make sure you follow the Popcorn Talk Network on YouTube and at Popcorn Talk on Twitter. Where can they follow you, Sarah?
Sarah Snitch. I'm Sarah Snitch everywhere. On YouTube, I'm Sarah Snitch. And Thingamavlogs. What? So excited.
And I'm Rogers Base, and I talk about anime, so I don't know why the heck I'm here. to talk about
No,
Beauty and the
Roger's
Beast.
here because for like 2 weeks he's been like, you have to have me on to talk about Beauty and the Beast. And we were like,
Literally
okay.
the day it came out, you don't even know.
It's great.
We
We're
all
excited.
have thoughts.
Yeah.
So many thoughts. Hey guys, I'm Renee Ariel, and you can follow me everywhere at Renee Ariel.
Yeah, that's true. That's a true story. To be fair, Disney, like the anime of America. Okay, so
That's true. A little bit.
let's just jump into the news because we're going to spend some time, and I want to encourage us to go to the chat as much as we can tonight.
Oh, I'm reading it.
We're
I can't
yeah.
wait.
This
Aldi
is-
already said he's going to mute us every time we say
That-
something bad about
He's
Beauty and the
gonna
Beast.
You might as well just close your laptop.
Might
You
as
might
well.
as
I
well.
fixed
the
it
whole
because I didn't want to sound horrible.
I want to be fair though. Like we'll be positive and negative, but first we'll put that aside for now. Let's jump into the other news. First of all, live action Dumbo, the one you've all been waiting for. We finally got a little bit of news on it. It's not a whole lot of news, but we got a little bit. And essentially, we've got some casting news on that one.
There's been a lot of rumors for
Yeah.
a couple weeks. Like, is Will Smith going to be in it?
Will Smith is always rumored to be the first actor in every single movie of all time.
But this is actual solid info.
He does have big ears, so that is an accurate fan casting.
LOL.
He's got big ears. He makes jokes. He calls himself a taxi cab with the doors open. Yeah.
I like how you said that, and then they just show a picture of Ava Green.
Yeah. Well, she's the actual casting.
When I think of Will Smith, I
love
think of
her.
Ava Green.
Of course.
No, she was cast as the primary female lead in the film. She's a trapeze artist in this one. That's what they're saying.
Colette.
Colette, the trapeze artist. She flies through the air with the greatest of ease. And then she is actually working for Will Smith, who owns the
No,
circus. No,
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, who
We
owns
just
the
said
circus.
Will Smith's not in it.
Oh well, you know what? A guy can
Tom
do
Hanks
it.
the
Will
villain?
Smith.
I'm wondering if he's the villain. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm imagining he owns the circus, right?
Right.
The
So he's going
circus
to be
is
the one.
evil.
Or is it going to be one of those things where he doesn't even know that Dumbo? I'm Dumbo the Elephony.
Here's what's important. Is that if Timothy the Mouse is not in this movie,
Oh, he definitely.
He's definitely going to be like a little CGI
But
guy.
is he
I
gonna,
will.
But is he gonna talk? Is
gonna lose
Dumbo
it.
gonna talk?
Dumbo better not talk.
Okay, but is Timothy gonna
Oh,
talk?
he's totally going to
Timothy's
talk.
going to talk.
Dumbo.
Hey, I'm your little mouse friend.
Or what if Tom Hanks is like a live action character but also voices Timothy the Mouse?
I kind of would be down. No,
I
they
kinda would
can't.
not.
Woody the mouse. That wouldn't really work out as great. I don't know.
There are other people though. Alan Tudyk is in like 10 Disney
Yeah, but
movies.
he's like special. You know what I mean? Like he's like.
John Ratzenberger's in a lot of them too.
He also does
That's Pixar.
impressions.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's also like he's also like an impression
in the parks, there
guy.
ain't no difference.
It's true.
Danny DeVito also cast. Do you know what his role is?
say?
He
Is-
plays Medici, the owner of a smaller circus that gets bought out by Tom Hanks. Will Smith circus.
Oh my God.
You're screwing this up, man.
Did you really?
No, I was saying
is not
correctly.
in
I thought you were
Dumbo.
Good Lord,
Let it go.
Sarah does not have a sense of humor.
I thought you were serious. I wasn't sure.
No, of course not. So yeah, I guess Tom Hanks is the bad guy because he's buying out the little guy and he's torturing
Got it.
elephants. Okay, so that's pretty much where we're
Bad
at with
guy.
that. And yet, no, we still don't know who the lead character of the film is going to be.
Well, I mean, the lead character is Dumbo.
The lead, the one you're
Human.
supposed to relate to. Other
There's
than
no lead human in the
Colette.
animated.
Yeah,
I'm
is there a
feeling the
tra-
lead
there's
human's gonna be
also-
Ava Green, though.
There's
Don't you
also,
think?
Well, I think she's like the
Yeah.
Well, no,
The
I have
sympathetic
a,
character?
I have a feeling she's gonna be like a Jack Sparrow type, like important but not the main.
No, I think she's
Oh,
gonna be
really?
the one who like tries to get
To
him
save
out.
him?
Yeah.
I can
with
see that.
along
That's what I
with
agree
the
with.
help of the newcomer to the circus, played by we don't know yet. I think that's
I don't know.
that's where
Maybe
I'm going
Will
with it.
Smith?
Robert Pattinson.
One
That
can
makes
dream.
sense, yeah.
One can dream. Robert Pattinson coming into Dumbo. That's kind of it, though. That's all we really know. I feel like this is such a strange choice for a live action shoot. What do you call this? A reboot, I guess. Soft launch. What is it?
I'm still more okay with this than Lion King.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not okay with them doing the CGI remake.
Well,
of Lion
Dumbo
King
is
at all.
so old.
Yeah.
Lion King is not nearly
remembers
as old.
Dumbo. You guys
Yeah.
are talking
Oh
about
my
the
God.
movie. I'm like,
Dumbo
yeah,
is one of
Dumbo.
my favorite
Okay,
Disney
you have
characters.
to
I've seen it for
remember.
years.
Here's the precedents that I have to set here.
Okay.
With the hardcore Disney pretentious elite, every movie, regardless of year, is still a current movie. That's how it goes.
If I like
Then
that.
there's me on the panel.
You don't know the plot of
okay, mister, my favorite movie is Lady and the Tramp.
No, okay. First off, I like Frozen a little bit more than Lady and the Tramp.
Sorry, contemporary artist
Yeah.
over here. But that's pretty much all the Dumbo news we have. Moving on, let's just scoot through these
All right.
things because we got things to talk about tonight.
Lots of
All the things.
But in the same vein, live action movies, we've got the live action Mulan in development. Is that the?
Well, yeah, no, well, I mean, we've known about this for a while, but we got some
Oh, we've got a whole
news
bunch,
that
sorry.
everyone's upset about.
Skipping over.
that I'm not actually that
hold on,
upset
hold on.
about.
Wait, first, before we even
I'm
get to that,
happy about it.
I accidentally skipped a
Wait,
line.
about which
What?
one?
Mulan is part of this, but we've actually got the full list of live action remakes coming out. So let's
Yeah.
discuss this for a second.
Okay, yeah. Slash Film was very kind to just like put everything out there, like
Yeah.
because I know we've talked about a lot of these before, but like sometimes if we haven't talked
that
about
one
it for a
angers me.
while, people will be like, "Wait, that's happening." So
Yes.
now we can like set everything straight. Let's
This
just
is
list
all
them off.
happening. So number one, we've got Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs coming. This time not starring Case Stew.
That wasn't Disney. But yeah.
I know that wasn't, but that was a live
You gotta
action.
clarify.
Also,
of the
did
same
anyone
people.
watch it?
You didn't
Yeah,
watch
a
it?
lot of
I did.
No. Was it good?
No.
It was better than.
Why did I say like, yeah, everyone.
It was better than Maleficent.
Yeah, it was better.
Yeah,
than
yeah,
Maleficent.
yeah.
But we're getting that. And by the way, that movie came out in 1937, but according to Sarah, it came out this year.
In my heart, it came out this year.
That's in development. That's with very little news on that. Next up, we've got. Let's see what else we have here. Pinocchio, 1940.
They're just like going in order.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
they're-
creepy.
They're going. Yeah, of course.
Is
it
it?
will be.
Are you
Oh,
sure?
yeah.
Wasn't there one starring Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
Yes.
Oh my goodness! I had the dollar
He's
that
back.
growing
was
up.
He's
made by
playing
Henson.
Geppetto now.
It was
Actually.
made by Henson.
What?
Was it really? No,
Yeah.
I'm lying.
That'd be
That's
awesome
not
if
true.
that was the case.
Will Smith is actually playing Geppetto.
We gotta roll through these a lot faster because there's so many.
There's so many. Fantasia and slash Fantasia 2000. It's saying either or. Now, here's what I don't understand. How do you make a live action version of a movie that's not really even a?
I mean,
like,
if you read
movie?
it, it's a live action version of just the Night on Bald Mountain
Night on
sequence.
Bald Mountain.
But Night on Bald
So-
Mountain isn't in Fantasia 2000, is
No.
it?
No.
This
So why would
list
they
is
even
stupid.
include that?
Why
there?
would they
It's
even
stupid
include that?
list.
What I want to know
Confuse
is like
everyone.
that's only a short. It's not the entire film. So they only
Yeah.
making like a short live action version of it.
No, they're
like,
gonna make like they're gonna
movie about
expand
it.
Chernobog.
They're gonna get into the gritty roots of Chernobog before he turned evil, just like in Maleficent when he was a good demon. He was an angel at one point.
He was an angel. He was
before
a
he
fallen
fell
angel.
from grace and became the demon we all know and love. Dumbo, we've already discussed. That's coming up. Then we've got Cinderella.
It's already released.
Yeah, it's
Remake already
they're
released.
just
But
going in
there's
order of the
the-
Alice in
movies.
Wonderland too. Yeah, yeah.
And we got that. That one's covered. What else we got?
Peter Pan.
Oh yeah, Peter Pan. We got that. How many versions of Peter Pan have come
That's
out?
what I
don't
was
even
just
wanna
gonna
talk about
ask.
it.
There's so many versions. Why do you want to make more Peter Pans? We've seen all of the Peter Pans.
Yeah, especially according to Sarah, Jeremy Sumter was the definitive Peter Pan.
Which
so
one is
why
that?
doesn't it-
2003 Universal version.
That was good.
Sumter.
That was a good one. Yeah,
it
that was really good.
Copyright Universal.
So I think we're good, but I mean, I guess you
You're good
know
on
it's
that?
happening. So.
Didn't we
too
just
bad.
have a Peter Pan movie last year too?
Oh, but that was that
The
was
one with-
Pan.
It's very
with-
stupid.
With Hugh
Horrible.
Jackman.
Yeah.
Pan,
Yeah.
Hook,
Terrible.
Peter Pan. that's
Maleficent
all.
already happened.
Maleficent already happens. 101
Cruella.
Dalmatians.
It's Cruella specifically.
Yeah, with Emma
Cruella.
Stone as
I
Cruella.
We've already got that.
love
That'll be good.
Cruella Deville.
Are you excited about a movie? Her
Yes,
stories
I
when
love
she
Emma
was a PETA
Stone.
activist before she was bitten by a radioactive dog and became a villain. I'm sorry, I'm giving you the gritty reboot.
You're
version of
joking,
all of
but I
it.
actually would watch that.
would watch
movie.
that.
Yeah,
That
so I
would
don't know.
That would be an interesting movie.
She becomes canine. Fights Crime at Night. Sword in the Stone. Kind of stoked about that. I think that'd be really cool to see some CGI squirrels flirting.
Is it going to be a remake of that, or is it going to be like King Arthur, which is something
It'll
we've
be
seen?
I think it'll be a remake. So it'll be the relationship of Merlin and Arthur.
Cool.
I feel like if they're going to reboot this again, because there's a million King Arthur movies.
Yeah.
By the way, the one with Sean Connery, best version, Richard Gere. Am I right? Anyway, yeah, I think that's the direction that they should be going in. Jungle Book, we've already received. Robin Hood, starring Russell Crowe. I'm sorry, no, this is the Fox version. Are they going to make them CGI animal version of Robin Hood?
Anthropomorphic animals.
Yeah, they are.
Ugh.
Anthropomorphic Robin Hood.
It's not something I ever wanted.
Oodle lolly, everybody.
Winnie
The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh will be made into a live action,
What?
which is still, I guess Christopher Robin will be a real boy.
And all the other animals are going to be like CGI, little imaginary.
Actually,
Grown-up Christopher Robin returns to Winnie the Pooh and the 100-Acre Wood. That's what it's about.
I might be okay with that.
Yeah. It's actually the story of Pinocchio who becomes a real boy, grows up, and in his first few years makes friends with stuffed animals,
This is
trying to
really,
bring them to life.
some of these I didn't even know about.
Oliver and Company. I'm stoked.
And that's what my face was. I didn't put
That's
page
what's
2
up.
in the email, and then I just realized there was a page 2. Guys, I love
Ice
that
Cube is
movie.
set to star as
What?
Fagin.
Ice Cube is
Oh,
going to be Fagin? What? Now this I'd watch.
Is this for
You need
real?
to pay the rent.
There's no way. There's no way this is real.
Dude, I pray that it is absolutely
With the
real.
Hamilton director? Come on.
Dude,
That's going to be amazing.
I'm so-
That's going to be
Guys,
really
On
genuinely
their
good.
opening night.
fun fact, Dodger Dog in my top 3 Disney characters of all time.
That has the potential of being better than the original movie too. I feel.
Oh, no.
Like if they
no,
do that
not the
correctly.
potential. It absolutely will
Oh
be.
man.
There's like nothing.
That sounds good.
Oliver and Company's not a great movie, but it isn't. I'm sorry. All the way
Sorry
through
to
the
trigger you.
pacing.
I love that movie.
The pacing. Yeah, I love it too. But the pacing is bad, and the story's bad, and the storytelling is bad. The scenes get lost in themselves. But Why Should I Worry is one of the best Disney songs for pumping you up.
Yeah.
Disney live action remake Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
The Little Merm. Disney cameo plays. What's up? That one's coming up. Beauty and the Beast. We've already got Aladdin, aka who's going to be the genie.
Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart. You heard it here. I'm telling
we
you.
said that
I'm
last
calling
week.
it right now.
We
It's
said
gonna
that
be
last
Kevin
week
Hart.
as well.
Yeah, we said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We said it.
We said it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, we had a
well,
whole discussion.
You guys
about
got
it.
good taste.
Maybe you got it from our chat that you were hanging out in last week, and you just like subconsciously stole it
Maybe.
from us.
That's no, but I wasn't in the chat last week
Yeah,
because
you
my
were.
mom was in town.
Or was
Maybe your
he?
mom
2
was
weeks
in the
ago.
chat and she
What's
mentioned
your
it to you.
alibi?
Maybe I don't know.
And El Rey Leon, Lion King coming up.
Oh, no.
We all know that one's out. Everybody's on board on that one. And then Mulan, which we're going to discuss in just a second.
And that's it.
And that's it. That's it. So those are all the live action confirmed Disney remakes coming out. So,
So many.
Okay,
You've got a note
there's
from
lots
the
of
sky.
people in the chat being like, not excited about Chloe Moritz playing
yeah, let's correct
Ariel.
Like Cher?
Guys, there's 2 versions happening.
Yep.
Universal is working on a Little Mermaid live action.
That's
Disney's
true.
also working on a Little Mermaid live action. Chloe Moritz was going to play Ariel in the Universal version, and she backed out.
That's true.
So in no version is Chloe Moritz playing Ariel.
no.
Everyone calm
She
down.
wanted to reboot her acting career, so she chose not to be in this film. She wanted to be taken more seriously. She didn't want to be just a little girl in every movie that she played.
She doesn't have to be a little girl. Though. She's a princess in
I
Little
just think
Mermaid.
it's a great
Young girl.
opportunity, and I think she should have taken it. But girl, you do you.
Yeah, Chloe. I mean,
I would have taken it.
literally, I'll take anything. Yeah. What was
play
it we
the
were
crowd.
saying?
What did you say?
Yeah,
you were
what
so
was it?
dumb. You were like, if Disney asked
No,
me
it
to be
wasn't
in this.
Disney.
It started with Disney.
No.
You
It
were like,
was
if DreamWorks asked me
to be in Boss Baby.
to voice Boss Baby, I would say no.
And then
I was like, are you kidding me?
Richard was in there, too.
Yeah, if DreamWorks called you and was like, you can be the voice of the Boss Baby, you would 100%
Oh, yeah.
say
Okay,
yes.
yes, but to be fair, I would say, what? Yes. That's how it would go.
Wow, changes everything.
Yeah, no, I would. So DreamWorks, if you're out there, Boss Baby 2, I am available.
Oh,
Boss
man.
Baby 2.
I was just like,
He's just
any
playing hard to
major
get.
Tween
media
baby,
company
tween
you would
boss.
say yes to. No, Danny DeVito is in Dumbo. That was not a
He
joke.
is in. No, he
And
really is. He's
there's-
Timothy Mouse.
No, that's not
no,
confirmed.
no,
That's
no.
not confirmed. Oh my God. We're gonna get our accreditation
He owns
taken
the
away.
smaller
That's all right.
circus that competes with Tom Hanks, and then it gets bought out by Tom Hanks.
I just think it's funny that Danny DeVito is going to be in this movie. Like, I think he'll be the best part.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Danny DeVito.
by far.
Danny DeVito reached a point in his career where he was just like, I'm just gonna have fun with everything, and like now he's just a silly goose and everything. Yeah, after Always Sunny, he just
Absolutely.
it's a joke, but I love him.
All right, the
live
Mulan
action
news.
Mulan. We got some news. Sarah, take it. You know this one.
They announced 2 things that people are flipping out about. 1, the live-action remake of Mulan will not be a musical. 2, Li Shang is not going to be in it.
We will not be getting
As
down to
well.
business, and we will not be having a confused, awkward, emotional.
Okay,
feeling.
Roger's upset.
Yeah, that's the whole
I'm not.
movie.
No one else
Explain
is
yourself.
upset.
I'm thrilled.
What?
I'm also thrilled that there will be no music in it.
Okay, I'm so
thrilled about
sick
the
of the
music.
live actions ruining the classics. Keep the music in the classic. I would
Yeah.
love to just watch a Mulan
I'm
movie.
down for that.
Just the
Listen,
storyline,
what
no
about
songs.
How much better would Beauty and the Beast have been if it was?
Oh,
That's true.
God.
But no, they
Right?
could have cast it better.
You know,
We're
but
gonna
like,
get to
just
that in a
don't
little-
risk it.
How,
Keep the
how much
music
better?
out.
Yeah.
How much better could this version of Beauty and the Beast been with these actors if there was no singing?
Yeah.
Better. Much better.
Much
So
better.
it's just like, let's stop risking it.
Yeah.
let's, like, don't put Disney in a position to have to, like, cast their choices with, like, music in mind, because obviously they'll always go with just, like, whoever they want over, like, a good voice, as we've seen.
Yeah. Don Hahn confirmed.
And at first, when I heard this, I was like, it's only like 2 songs. And then I remembered it's way more songs. But I was just like, whatever. Like, I'll Make a Man Out of You is great.
Also, like this, I always felt like the music in that
it.
particular movie was so jumbled. Like it felt all over the place.
Yeah.
And I prefer to have it
I
not.
love the music in Mulan.
I love it too.
I'm just fine with it not being.
Yeah, but I don't
live-action.
think it would work in a live action. What does bother me is there's no Li Shang. Like,
Yeah.
Why is he cut?
It's not,
literally-
it's
he's-
like they made an announcement about how they're, like the casting announcement, I think it was, it's like, Mulan, this is who she is. And then there's another guy that's in her unit.
Right. I thought there was the European merchant from that leaked script.
Oh,
And I
Matt
was
Damon.
like, you're just going to make her lead. Yeah, just
It's
a
Matt
white
Damon
guy.
from Great
There
Wall.
was another guy that's like, he's in her unit and he's like very competitive and like trying to be the best. And then
He's
like
European?
falls in love with her. No, he's Asian as well,
Okay.
I believe.
But he's not Li Shang. There's no Li Shang.
It's a different name. It's not Li Shang.
So he's competitive with her, and then she beats him, and then he falls in love with her. Like,
Yeah, I'm
you
not
bested
sure.
me, bro.
Does this mean
I'm
that Li
into
Shang
you.
isn't in it, or is it just like we got casting information for another character?
I wonder.
I'm looking
I don't
it
know.
up.
I wonder. Wait and see. Wait and see on that one. Another thing that was stated that is causing some confusion on the internet was that the director of the film is calling her movie a girly martial arts extravaganza, quote unquote. And that's meeting with mixed results because the nature of the internet is you read the headline and that's it. You never actually read the article or you look into it any further. So people are saying like, oh great, this movie's going to be cockapoo and it's like it's gonna mock women being able to fight and blah blah blah. But in reality, what she's trying to say is this movie, it was maybe poor phrasing, but what she's saying is this movie is a movie specifically for girls that want to kind of be a little bit, they're more active, they're more tomboyish in nature.
Sure.
And this movie is for them. It's a kick butt movie for them, specifically for that demographic. She's a woman making a movie for women. And, I applaud her on that.
Yeah, be
and,
good.
and she even says, like, all of the neckbeards out there, the man-child, the man-children, who have an issue with this.
With the
can shove
PayPay
it.
avatars on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly. My lady.
So I looked it up. There is nothing I don't think that I saw that says specifically that Li Shang won't be in it, but the other character is going to be her love interest.
Not Li Shang?
Not Li Shang.
So at the end, maybe he dies, and Li Shang's like, hey, girl.
Someone in the chat, Angie, just said, I'm sad there will be no reflection number. I will still put money on the fact that I think we're going to get a pop
Credits.
version
In the
of
credits,
reflection
yeah.
over the credits.
I agree.
For
I think-
sure.
That's what Ollie
Totally.
just
Yeah.
said.
I'm going to call it right now. Who's going to sing it? Will Smith.
Oh my god.
And with that segue,
Betting money on it.
Listen, it's just like
Well,
okay, so like Cinderella didn't have any music in it, and I thought that worked really well.
Great.
Cinderella was probably the best
Wonderful.
one of the live actions.
Well, I think Jungle Book, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm on that boat.
But it was really good, and it's just like Mulan is also a very serious
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
Actually, like it's about war, and like it's intense, and so I think it'll give them more time if there aren't these musical numbers to like dive into a lot of
Yeah.
the like good meaty parts
I
of
hope
the
they
story.
cast Ludi
Agreed.
Lin. Ludi Lin, the new Black Ranger. I'm in love with him.
Maybe they will.
I have a huge.
Maybe they
crush on
will
him.
because you just said this right now,
Yeah.
Leo.
Hey Disney, if you're listening, if I'm into the dude, cast him. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, yeah, that's how I feel about it.
I think that's fair. I think that's probably expressing the opinions of the majority. Very simply.
No, I think it's not the opinion
Oh,
of the
no?
majority. I think everyone's
Sorry.
real mad about the
Well, I
music.
was upset, to be honest. I was
Nah.
upset that there wasn't going to be music in this until
You
talking
said
to
was.
you guys.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Maybe they.
think-
Maybe
And
you
now I'm
all
actually
feel the
convinced.
same.
I think the knee-jerk reaction is that it's a Disney film, right? Music, and that one has some music that we remember. But like you said, Cinderella was so much better without it, without the music. No bippity boppity boo. It would have
Yeah.
taken away from the seriousness, the gravitas. Wouldn't have been the same. Anyway.
Especially Mulan. I mean, this
Yeah.
is the movie to
Oh,
come.
this is the movie. This is
If
like
anything,
the empowerment. film.
yeah.
Turn it
Yeah.
into an action film. It'll be good.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I'm okay with this now. I'm all right.
You good with it?
Yeah.
I'm glad I talked to you
Welcome
guys.
aboard, dude.
Got Roger's
talk.
stamp
Good
of
talk.
approval.
Welcome to China.
The Li Shang thing, we'll just
It
see.
is what it is. We'll see what it is. Yeah. I mean, of course, if there is no Li Shang, I'm gonna be like, oh man, because he's my number one Disney prince.
Yeah,
Even
he's
though-
like-
Yeah.
I love him. He's so hot.
He's first of all, he's hot.
I was thinking you would say Eric, though.
That's what I- that's Eric's an
he's
idiot.
up there. He's up there,
Yeah.
but he's not an idiot. He's just enthusiastic.
No, he's
so
just like I heard this
athletically
voice, and I'm
inclined.
just gonna
I don't
marry
think anybody
it.
can beat Aladdin for me. I think Aladdin's probably the best.
Aladdin's
Aladdin's
pretty
up
great.
there, but as a human,
Guys,
he's not the best.
I just argued this on Movie Fights. Flynn Rider is the best Disney prince.
Flynn Rider's pretty good.
Yeah,
I like him.
Yeah,
I like
he's
him.
up
He's
there. But
good.
Li Shang, he's athletic. He rallies an army. He gets people in shape. He himself is
He's
on
like a
Swole
personal
Patrol.
trainer.
He better than that. He can actually do things.
And he's like, bye.
And he's bi, and he's fine with it, right? Like he's willing to explore. At the end of the movie, the look on his face is him saying, I've never done this before, but one of those kind of things. And then he finds out it's a girl, and then he's like,
See,
I'm kind of disappointed. I was ready to make a move. I was ready to step forward.
that works. That's great. What's not great is being like, are you a beast or a human?
Oh, good segue.
But, well-
Good segue.
Someone
Look at that.
tweeted
That's what
at
you
me.
get big bucks
Weird.
for right there.
On that note, somebody tweeted at me, and like I'm not exaggerating. They said, "Why did they have to make the Beast so hot? He still has a hot face and hot lips and hot eyes and in that body. Oh my God."
Just ask the person tweet them, be like, so, you liked Zootopia, didn't you?
So
I agree that the Beast's body was like a little too detailed. I didn't think it was attractive, but I was just
liar.
I was
it
like,
was
Yo,
real detail.
girl.
but like he had like pecs. And,
Yeah,
like,
he can hold pencils under those pecs. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it
saying?
was
What does he do all day? He just sits.
He's a beast of
and
muscle
cries
mass.
by his rose.
So, it's
Why
like-
is he buff?
The scientific explanation for that is if you look at gorillas, they have red muscle mass, and just carrying their weight around keeps them buff. But they don't have fine motor control, which is why he can't eat with a fork, because they don't have white muscle.
Thank you,
my
Leo.
God.
So he's
I
kind of
got
like
you,
a
girl.
gorilla.
Anyway, we're talking
It's
about
even
Beauty and the
weirder.
Beast
You know about
now.
my Dr. Doolittle thing? All right,
Guys,
we'll talk about that
we're
later.
talking about Beauty and the Beast. We're gonna be very spoilery. So if you haven't
Spoilery.
seen it yet or are trying to avoid spoilers, leave now.
Go ahead and
Strap
starve.
in, people.
Go ahead and starve. It's happening right now.
Here we go. Weep, weep, weep. Let's
Spoiler
go.
alert.
All right.
All right, high level. Did you like it? No.
No.
Not even, okay, out of
I liked parts of it.
5 stars.
5. Oh, out of 5?
Yeah.
2.5.
You were ready to give it a half.
No, I'm half,
rating.
exactly. 2.5 out of 5.
Out of 5, I give it like a 2.5.
A 2.5, okay, so that's a 2.5. Where you at?
I think it was also a 2.5.
Whoa, across the
Look
board.
at this.
All right, I'll give it a 3 for the
right.
sake of
Being
argument.
nice.
Yeah, I'm being generous.
Aldi, he's going crazy.
Yeah.
I can just tell.
Listen, guys.
Go, Sarah.
I don't want to get too negative, but it just wasn't great.
It wasn't great.
It wasn't
bad.
awful, but it just
But it wasn't
wasn't
great.
great.
The moment I knew that I wasn't going to like this movie was the very beginning of the movie where you kind of sympathize with Gaston.
I had
And
a
the
huge
moment
problem
that
with
happened, I was like, nah, I'm checked out.
I
And then when
like-
Be Our Guest happened, and
Yeah.
it looked like Transformers level CGI vomit,
Oh.
and Emma Watson sitting there like this eating,
It might have,
I just was like, I'm done.
It might
It's
as
like
well
the
have been
Seinfeld
this.
gif where he just
Like-
like gets out of the theater.
dishes are dancing, candlesticks are juggling.
And she's like-
clocks, and she's over here like,
No, the Gaston thing was the first thing I didn't like in the movie because I was like, whoa.
He's not that bad of a
He's
guy.
not that bad. Why isn't she just like, he's like trying to get
Yeah.
into her
yeah.
interests?
Yeah, he's like, oh, books, right? He's like, I don't read, but that's dope.
And then you
Cool.
find, like, he obviously reveals himself to be much worse.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
at
Murderer.
first,
But
I was
Then
like,
at that point, I hate that too because now
And
they
it
turn
was
him into
too
like,
much.
yeah, because now he's like suffering from
PTSD.
PTSD.
I thought the
And then
same
it's like,
thing.
now you're just saying that people with PTSD all are like
Yeah.
evil human beings.
Which-
I don't know if this
which
is maybe the right message to send.
It's a shame because I think he was the best part of the film.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Gaston
Yeah.
and LeFou stole
Oh
the
my
show.
gosh,
Yeah.
LeFou was
Like it- oh my
so
gosh.
great.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. Any scene that those two were in, I felt was the strongest scene.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
when they're in it together, and LeFou has a line, LeFou takes the scene.
Takes
Yeah.
it like the
Yeah.
carriage ride to
Yeah.
go get Belle. That scene was hilarious.
Oh, yeah,
Before
yeah.
they, drop the father off to get eaten
Murdered.
by wolves. So
Yeah, they made
before
him
that.
real. They
That
give
was
you a
too
solid reason
dark.
to hit him. Because to be fair, I feel like in the animated version, like yes, he's the villain, but they don't. Like, I feel like he's not
Have
painted as
reasoning?
the villain properly. And this one, you
But
really
that's
hate
also,
him.
I think, why I liked Gaston in the movie because it
'Cause he
seemed like
wasn't
Gaston
true
was
to
an
that.
everyman. It seemed like he was someone that you would meet on the street that everybody's met a Gaston before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
This like jerky kind of guy.
He's a jerk,
Whereas
but
this,
he's,
I don't
like,
think everybody's
popular.
met a guy who's attempted murder on like the girl he wants to marry his father. Like it just seems a little much.
Yeah, and even in the first one, when he goes to kill the beast, to Gaston, it's a monster. It's an animal.
Yeah.
And he hunts animals, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he gets it. The Belle has an affection, and he thinks that's weird in and of itself. And he's still down to date her afterwards, by the way.
That's true.
But in that one, he sees him as like, oh, it's a game, right?
Right.
But in this one, is fully aware that he's just he himself is the selfish one, and he's just doing this to kind of overcome.
Aldi says, I feel like it was implied that Gaston has constantly pestered Belle. It wasn't the first time in the movie.
Yeah, but he's still sweet about it.
He's still
nice
trying.
about it.
He's like trying to take an interest in what she likes, and he's like, I don't know.
No.
Just
he's
like,
a dick about it.
He was annoying, but not like.
because
Like,
in the
if you don't
animated
take me,
one,
you're gonna end up
in
like
the
that
animated one,
broad.
he's like, there's no pictures in it. Like, it's not right for a woman to
Right.
read. And it's like off the bat, it's like he's
Yeah.
just the worst. And he
Also-
wasn't terrible until later.
No, I was going to say, if he has been pestering her for some time, and this is the 1,000th time that he's asked her out, he's pretty patient. Like, he's pretty nice. He's pretty nice about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we can move on.
Yeah, we can move on.
So, the second time I watched it, I liked it better.
Mm-hmm.
And what I thought is that I enjoyed like the first 30 minutes like a lot more than the rest of it.
You
Really?
liked all the village stuff.
Yeah, I thought the village stuff was like cool. Like the second time, I was like, okay, like Emma Watson's voice is awful, but like Belle, this whole Belle sequence is like pretty cute, and like I like all the costumes, and I like the Maurice bit. I like the Maurice song.
You know who I don't like? I don't like that teacher with the schoolboys. And he's like, get in the classroom.
headmaster.
Yeah, what the heck?
He looks like a homeless guy.
It's
Who's
weird.
like he's hoarding the children in his. It was weird. That guy's shady.
It's
to
funny
me.
you mentioned though you like the first 30 minutes more because I found that the best part of the movie to me was
Yeah.
the ending of the movie. Like I thought the mob song was incredible.
I
That
like
was
that
the
part
best
Better than
too.
the original
Yeah.
version of the mob song.
That's the best.
I like
song.
that part too. It just like I feel like I was like, oh, and I liked like the new intro where they explain a lot of things
yeah.
more. I liked like the plot holes that they filled in with the intro, and then like once Maurice goes and Belle goes, I was just like, "Brrr," and then maybe it goes up a little bit at the end.
Yeah. I didn't really like any of the the woods stuff, like the wolves, and I didn't like any of those scenes.
Yeah.
I just liked scattered little scenes throughout the
Same.
movie. There was not like a chunk of the movie I'm like, wow, this is
Yeah.
everything.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because then I would like it, and then something would happen, I'd be like, oh.
Like I like the atmosphere and I like the song of the villager part, but the whole scene as a whole, I was like, it is what it is.
I do appreciate that the scene that the beast attacks the wolves. In the live action film, Belle doesn't just run to the beast to save him
Right.
after
She
she takes
questions
a
it.
moment.
Yeah.
That I appreciate
She does
because
that in the
was
film,
not,
too.
No, she doesn't. She barely takes a moment. This one she was really like,
Sure.
I gotta be a good person, I gotta be a
Right,
good person.
right. But she does. But they actually, it was a shot-for-shot thing when she's about to get on the horse and then she looks back. That's actually in the animated version
Yeah.
as well. It's a shot-for-shot like remake of that
But then
moment.
the thing
But then
came
yeah,
with
but you know,
I watched it 2 weeks ago.
No, because she does. She goes up to him and she's like, even the way she says the line like, "You have to help me." You know, like
I like that part where
Yeah.
she was
Yeah.
I
like,
liked that as
Because
well.
in the first one, it's like that's all I ever thought was like, how the hell did she get beast up on that horse?
I know,
Belle's on some creatine.
This reminded me of something.
Lifting.
This is totally kind of off topic, but also kind of on topic.
Yeah.
Things I didn't like in the movie. All right. This is going to be a little bit of a rant. All right. There's a character in the animated movies of Beauty and the Beast named Forte.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who is in the castle, who's an organ,
Yeah.
who's like the conductor of the orchestra. They added in this piano character.
Cadenza.
They could have
Cadenza.
put in Forte.
Yeah.
And I think the weird sounding piano in
Harpsichord.
Beauty and the harpsichord ruins the beginning of Be Our Guest.
I agree.
And I think the entire Be Our Guest song suffers from both the harpsichord and the weird CGI stuff that happens. And like, how do you
yes.
ruin one of the best songs from the original movie?
No.
How
One
do
of the
you
best
ruin
songs
Be
in
Our Guest?
Disney history.
Yeah.
One of the best
Yeah.
songs of all time.
Of all time.
Yeah.
And Gaston, there was a woman in my theater who walked out of Gaston when they changed the lyrics to the song. Because they changed the lyrics to parts of Be Our Guest
Yeah.
at that point. And
Well,
she
they only
literally got up.
changed
The 10 years thing.
Yeah.
Right. But then she got up during the part of Gaston where they changed the phrasing
Yeah.
and he said, like, they got rid of the hairline. And she just is like, I'm out. And she leaves.
You sure she didn't just go to the bathroom?
No, she didn't come back because I made a
she
point of
didn't
it.
come back.
What I didn't like
I
about
watched.
what I didn't like about the Gaston song was there was too many parts when the whole tavern was singing, and when they do that, you can't understand the lyrics.
Yes.
And it doesn't come across. It's like this song about Gaston, and I don't even know what they're saying. So how am I supposed to think he's great if I don't even know what you're talking about? It was too cluttered.
I'm just
Yeah, I agree.
monitoring the chat, and people are,
Yeah.
as expected, upset that we're being so negative. Guys, just a reminder, this is a Disney news show where we express our opinions, and we are saying things that we both liked and
Yeah.
disliked.
See, but I'm
so-
also reading the comments, and I see some very nice comments from Valerie, who says, "Preach, Roger." I see Samantha Ramirez going, "Forte, yas,
But
queen."
when,
So
I
when
hated
we're
the piano
comparing
song,
the original
Roger.
and the new one, that's just our job.
Yeah.
Like, yes,
Yeah.
of course we know that we can always go back and watch the original.
Yeah. But
which is a masterpiece.
Yes.
But the
It's probably one of the
problem
best films
it isn't,
she's ever made.
It isn't a standalone film. Like
This is our job.
It is writing the back of the animated film. There is no
Absolutely.
escaping that. If
Yeah.
like you go into it saying like, well, it's its own thing. Yeah, it is its own. It exists as a movie on its own, but it is clearly a remake of the animated movie.
Yeah.
Like it's not even trying to hide it. It's shot for shot a remake with a few differences here and there. And to be fair, I did like some things. I liked the visuals. At first, I thought I wasn't gonna like it, the aesthetic, and then I look. Okay, hold on. I'm not
I think
finished.
he means like the set
I mean
and like the castle.
The
Okay, I like the
aesthetic of the
castle.
film.
Yeah.
We're both like.
I don't like the CGI. That's a different category.
That literally looked like Once Upon a Time.
stylization-
I'm a
It
huge
does.
fan of Once Upon a
Yeah.
Time, and there
Yeah.
were moments where she looks out the tower and it's in 3D.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there like, am I watching
when it
ABC right
zooms
now?
out?
What's going on?
When it zooms out and she's like not staying the same size
Yeah.
as the tower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Nice green screen there.
Ugh.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's like even something that I liked. I like the theming, the stylization of the film. The CGI took away from that again. So anytime I like something, it was like, oh, I like the scene, but it's too short.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the
Yeah.
scene, but this moment's kind of weird. Oh, I like the scene, but Emma Watson tried to make it her own, and I don't like it so much.
Yeah.
Like there was always something that stopped me from just like embracing a moment. Like I love the tavern scene. I loved the tavern scene. I thought that was the
Yeah.
best execution of that version of the song. But then the song itself, I didn't really enjoy.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So
For me, what really took away was the Belle and Beast dynamic.
Yes.
Like, it was so
Yeah.
hard for me to get into the film because I'm like, this is so awkward. I really don't like this. It's just weird.
I cared
It's
so much
weird.
more about the relationships between the objects
Yeah.
than Belle and Beast's
Yeah.
Right?
relationship.
I didn't
yeah.
care. I'm like, keep him a beast. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, get Lumiere and.
he stayed a beast. Didn't you hear at the end when she complimented it? Or she asked him about
And
beard,
she-
and he
and
roared?
he roared.
Disney.
Wow,
Hey, maybe
dude.
grow a beard.
Like,
my God.
okay,
That
so
was
she's
terrible.
an animal thing? That's
So last week on the
weird.
show, I said when you watch this movie and you get to the end of the movie, tweet at me and let me know what you think. You'll know the moment I'm talking about right now. All week, I've been getting sprinkled tweets throughout the week, just like, "Oh my God, that scene!" And I'm
Yeah.
like,
a
"Yes!"
little
It's
bit of
so
backstory that will
awkward.
probably not make anyone feel differently about it. But in the original, Glenn Keane, who animated the Beast, he tried to get everyone to agree to let the Beast stay a beast at the end, and everyone was like, no. And he was like, okay, well, if he's gonna turn human again, how about we have a line where Belle says, "Why don't you grow a beard?"
Yeah.
And they were like, no. But then like they put it in this one, so I'm kind of like, oh, Glenn Keane. But also I'm like, that was terrible.
It just made it so
You
much
made
weirder.
the right decision the
Before-
first time.
It's so weird.
We're on the ending scene, so we're obviously going to talk about the thing in the ending scene. But
Oh,
before we
yeah,
get
yeah,
to
yeah.
that, before we get
No,
to
let's
that,
save that, yeah.
one other thing I want to talk about in terms of the Beast is, and we talked about this sort of before we started recording, is they got rid of all his cool animalistic features. Like with
Yeah.
Glenn Keane, how he talked about he was like part warthog and
Yeah.
part
Yeah.
like all this.
And
like there's a
sometimes
scene.
his fang was out, and sometimes it wasn't. It was
But
weird.
the moment in the original movie that really stands out to me is like when he's running down the hallway and he straight up looks
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
monster.
And he's
in this,
skipping
there's
over
never
the-
a moment of that.
And then
He's
he's just back
balconies.
like,
Yeah.
Even when
2
he
feet
growls at all the
chilling.
wolves, it's not even there. When
No.
the Beast does it in the animated version, he's holding the wolf up,
Yeah.
and he's like, his whole mouth.
he looks like a monster.
God,
Yeah.
it's so good.
They
Yeah.
could have made
I-
it so much cooler for
Yeah.
live action. Could you imagine if they actually did that in the live action?
Especially
film?
because
But can
he's
you
a
imagine,
CGI character.
Can you imagine what
Yeah,
that
like-
would have looked like in CGI though? Because obviously you couldn't get somebody to mocap that.
It would have looked awesome. It would have looked better than what it was.
Would it
Well, I
have?
don't
His
know.
goat monster.
Would it
Benedict
have?
Cumberbatch mocap for Smaug.
Yeah, but Smaug's movements are like this. He wasn't leaping and grabbing.
Yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, I did tweet. I was like, I think I was ruined for any version of the Beast that was going to happen because
Yeah.
Glenn Keane's Beast is so,
It's so good.
incredible
Yeah.
and emotive.
And so emotive, yeah.
It's like, okay, so in my second rewatching, when I first watched it, I was like, oh, my problems are with Belle. Like, she just sucks as Belle. And then when I rewatched, I was like, oh no, my issue is with the Beast and how he just like is unemotional. I was like, I don't even believe that you're in love with her. I also didn't like Evermore. I know I'm in the minority on
You
that.
are in the minority because I actually thought I think that song is good when Josh Groban sings it, and not when Dan Stevens sings that
It
song.
took me out of the movie
Yeah.
big time.
I know she'll never leave me.
Yeah,
it's
suck it up,
like,
dude.
all right, man.
She's literally leaving you right
She
now.
left.
Bye.
Bye. Gone.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, my favorite scene, the scene that I did like was the library scene. I thought that was a really strong scene, and it was the only moment that I truly felt that Belle, that was the
Yeah.
moment when I felt like, this is Belle connecting with the Beast right now.
Really? Because I
Yeah.
think it was Belle being a gold digger and being like, oh man, these books are awesome.
No,
I'm gonna stay here a little
because
bit
she
longer.
says like, "Is that you making a joke?" And he's like, "Maybe."
Okay,
are
I didn't even sense his sarcasm whatsoever when
Yeah.
he said that. I
His
didn't-
voice is so like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
monotone. Like,
I-
when did she pick up that it's a joke? She's like, oh,
I
you're making
agree.
jokes now. He literally just captured. What do you mean
It
he's
didn't
making
read
He said
as
some,
a
jokes?
joke
he
at
literally
all.
said some of them are in Greek.
Yeah,
That's
like,
it.
But that's
oh, you're
but-
so funny.
But that's the point. Is that's
like,
the
well, obviously-
closest? That's the closest the Beast gets to humor, and she spotted it, and he's just like, well, I guess you're right.
I think
man."
my
like,
theater
I'm
would
gonna fall in love with
disagree.
you
I
now.
think the closest they got to humor in this film was when the Beast chucks the snowball at
Yeah.
Emma Watson's
Which
head,
happened-
and my entire theater clapped.
Which happens after the library scene.
That's true.
So they've
Right.
already established that he's growing a sense of humor. But
Yeah.
that snowball scene, though.
Oh, wait a minute though. There's something else huge that we also talked about beforehand.
The book.
Okay. No. We know. No. The book is terrible. We'll talk about that. All right.
Fever Dream.
They added all these songs to the movie, right?
Yeah.
Added all these songs, but there's a song in the movie after something there that's pretty great. That's in the remastered version of the 1991
Oh, no.
classic.
Not
don't
the
say
same
it.
song.
Human Again.
It's you're saying they should have
No.
used Human Again?
I think they should have used Human Again.
I think they also should have used Human Again.
Yeah, I think Human Again should have been in this movie.
Yeah. Is
that
and
the one
think
I
it would've been
hated?
better. You don't like Human Again? Only Human Again.
No, I
will
hate
be
it.
knickknacks and whatnots no more.
Yeah.
Are you
No.
kidding?
No.
That
I
song
like
is
Days in the
awesome.
Sun.
I know that song.
I like
No,
Days in the Sun.
I don't like it.
But I thought it started really weird with that kid just staring at his dead mom.
Yeah.
It's the plague.
I feel like that Human Again song is the equivalent of them going, they're gonna kiss, or gonna be
that's
human.
why it's
I get
fun.
it, I get
Yeah.
it, but like I'm like, don't take me. We're in the romance part of the film right now.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why it was cut originally. I appreciate that song. I
Yeah.
feel like pacing wise,
Human Again is very polarizing in the Disney community.
Is it really?
It is. People
Well,
either love it or
people
hate
have
it.
bad taste, and I think we have good taste. So that's why.
I've agreed with you on literally every other thing. Give me
Leo,
one.
no, but the difference is like we're bros, so
That's
we
true,
can
that's
disagree
true.
about things, and I'm not gonna hate you.
That's true.
But to the general public, like I don't
Guys,
care about you.
we despise
We agree. Human Again's a good song. Like they should be in this movie. So
It's okay. You can hang out
you
with
guys
me.
are cool. Yeah.
Guys, the map though.
Let's talk about that
Right.
book. The book.
Oh,
Why? Why do we need it?
That's the moment I was like, no. That is the moment.
Oh,
I
well,
was
I
giving
thought,
it. I was
why?
giving it a
I was
chance.
like,
no,
did
just
this
no.
become an episode
Why
of Doctor
and
Who?
no.
Literally.
I love Paris.
Like,
What do you want to
what?
go see the Louvre? Like,
it's like what happened to your mother bell? Exterminate! Like out the middle of the window.
the jocks to his mask.
Exactly.
The sonic screwdriver
Yeah,
is
that's
left
right.
behind.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
man.
that. First of all, Disney, don't be adding magical items on me.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, please.
It's like it so easily could have been the mirror, which
Yeah,
we already are
show me
familiar
the
with
room.
and already
Yeah.
makes sense because and people are like, oh, but like they want it to physically go there, and I was
No.
like, it could have been in Harry Potter where like they look in it and then the camera goes into the mirror and
yeah.
then we
Like a
are
pensive.
in the space
Right.
physically and like the scene could have played out like what happened with Maurice and Bella's mom
Yeah.
and we could have like seen it and it wouldn't have been this weird
It was literal.
space
Yeah.
travel.
should
They
have been
actually
literal.
went to Paris.
They
which is
actually went
so
there.
Bizarre.
Which, by the
Also,
way,
an item back.
If you can go anywhere, like why not take a vacation? Why be like, I want to see my dead mom?
Or the
Well-
obvious plot hole of this film, which is, oh, I've been stuck here. Yeah, take me to my dad. Movie solved.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, wait, you've had this book the whole time?
Yeah.
Right, just have
Go to
this
your
book.
dad.
Oh, we can
Whoa,
go
whoa,
everywhere
whoa!
we
This
want.
changes everything,
Yeah.
Beast. What's up, buddy? You know, like,
Yeah.
Let's
And then
go
they
get-
never use
I
it
think,
again.
I think it was
Not once.
unclear whether like, you know, he's like, this was a cruel gift because like I can't go anywhere, and it's like, do you mean you literally can't go anywhere even
No,
though you
they
have the
physically
ability?
go
he
there.
looked
Physically went to
scary.
Paris.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like, I
That's why
felt
she says
like it was
Paris.
unclear because like,
No, she says this is not the Paris of my youth, right? Like,
no. I know. I'm saying like, was he able to use it and didn't because of his appearance or
Yes.
like?
Appearance,
That's what I
because
think
that's
it
what
was
he was
implied.
saying. That's
Yeah.
why it was
Right.
like he was
Right.
talking about the actual curse that he had. But what I don't get here's the other question. Like, you know, maybe when there's a ton of people like trying to kill you, like why not use the magical book to get out of there? Like,
Peace
why?
out.
He's
Right
like,
there.
no,
Peace out.
End of the
I'm
movie.
in love. Like,
Movie.
I'll be back
That's
later.
it.
Everyone touched a little bit of the page. come here, Chip.
It's like a Ouija board. You all got to believe it. Here. You all got to put your hands here.
The only question I wonder about that is like if the curse would have maybe like stayed a curse if he left or something like that. Like they could have
he
explained
did
that. Like,
leave though.
I know, but like if it was something like an
Forever?
extended period of time where then if he
More than
stayed there,
5
all the
minutes?
petals fall.
But actually, the follow up to that is here's something I really loved about this movie is the storyline. I felt like it was super cohesive. I feel like it closed up every gap that the cartoon left open. It rewrote
Yeah.
things to make them make sense, like timelines, like reasons the villagers couldn't remember were there, the castle and the beast, reasons why the servants were turned into objects
That's
as well.
what I meant, like in
Yeah.
the intro. Like I
Great.
loved all
Great.
of that
Yeah.
stuff. I loved it a
All
lot.
How do you
explained.
feel
Yeah.
though about the Enchantress?
I hate her.
Like
Thank you.
I don't
Alright,
get it.
that's
Hold on,
No,
hold
I
on,
just
real
don't
quick.
get it.
Guys, let's play charades. Who am I?
Agatha.
The whole movie.
No, I didn't hate
Crazy
it.
old Agatha.
I didn't hate it. I just don't understand it because I'm like,
Crazy
okay,
old
you
Agatha.
cursed him and just like hung around to watch for
Just,
20
like,
years or
chill.
so.
Yeah.
And then like they fail at the end. In the original, they don't actually fail. They're like just in time.
That's what I
Yeah.
also
And then this
didn't
one,
like.
she like let them fail and then was
Yeah.
like, just kidding.
Yeah, but they say
Yeah.
that the heart and the brain don't truly die until like 2 minutes after you die.
Why didn't they just make it in the nick of time? I don't
Leo wasn't
understand.
really paying attention, but in the Thingamavlogs group chat, Tiffany and Patrick and I were having like this intense
you gotta call me
conversation. Well, because you were at work. We were having an intense conversation about these like fan theories that have come out about Agatha and how like she could be Belle's mom. And like, or the Beast's mom. It's actually like very well researched if you look it up online. But it's an interesting thought where it's
Yeah.
like, why was she hanging around? Like, why did she help Maurice? Like all this different
If
stuff.
she was Belle's mom, though, that's like really cruel. That then
It
she
is
does
cruel.
that to her daughter
No.
and to Maurice.
Oh, for sure.
And then makes her fall in love with an animal.
Also,
just
Maurice,
for no reason.
Maurice
just
knows
like,
her.
We need a,
He's like, "What's up, Agatha?" He did
Yeah.
that.
Well, yeah.
But here's another
Different
theory. The
face.
Enchantress was actually the one who was the captain of the boat that crashed at sea that left Tarzan stranded. That then became. I'm just kidding. That's not true at all. But it could be.
You know what is true, though? That the prince's name is Adam.
No,
Triggered.
it's
There we
not.
go.
It's Jacques.
Yeah, at
Jacques, really?
Don Hahn
our
confirmed.
panel, Don Hahn was like, "Oh, there's all these things about the beast's name being Adam, but like if we were gonna give him a name, it would be something French, like Jacques."
And
You
then
know what, though? The
immediately I
crazy
cut him
thing about
off.
all this is that it's totally unimportant. And it doesn't matter
I
if his
know.
name is Adam
No,
or
that's-
Jacques. And if you're very upset about that, maybe you should get a life.
No, that's my opinion on it. I think
fair.
fan names are fun. I think fan names are super fun.
Yeah.
Like all of them. I mean,
Ferdinand
they're
and-
Ferdinand, Murphy the Dragon in Fantasmic,
Great.
Harold the Yeti on the Matterhorn,
Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Prince
Yep.
Adam. I don't care. I really just don't care about it. Everyone in the chat is upset we're being negative again. I want to point out that we've listed many things that we've liked.
I like
Yeah.
that Mrs. Potts had a Mr. Potts.
I did.
That was good.
I think that was really
But the
interesting.
part that didn't make sense was Cogsworth. And like
And
this relationship
no,
we don't know about.
No, that makes sense. He's just had like this wife that he doesn't talk about because he doesn't like her anyways. The part that doesn't make sense is Chip. So did Chip and Mrs. Potts age? Did they like get older?
This is
and
what I was
Mr.
talking
Potts
about.
get older?
I don't think
Wow.
they aged.
Probably not.
Did Mr. Potts age then?
See, but then
Or
that
does he
makes
just
it
have like
worse.
a grandpa dad?
That makes it worse then for many years we've been resting instead
Yeah.
of 10 years, because 10 years would have made sense. They didn't age for 10 years. Mrs. Potts is a little bit older.
Yeah.
He still remembers them. 10 years
We
would
don't
have
know.
been
We
fine.
don't know
Why
how
did
many
they
years it
change
is.
that line needlessly in Be Our Guest?
So,
why,
and
why
also,
change one line?
Here's the two timelines I want to know. How long have they been enchanted and this curse has been over the land? And
Yeah.
number two, how long after that happened did Belle and Maurice get to the town? Because they obviously
Nice.
moved there afterwards.
Yeah, they moved there.
And if Belle left Paris when she was a baby, they probably got there for a long time. And how old is Belle? So we're gonna figure
Yeah.
something out here. How old is Belle? Let's say she's
I think she's 19.
19.
yeah.
And to the strength of the film, I think Gaston comes back. Then the curse happens, and they've been kind of living in this loop where Gaston is still a war hero, even though there's no war going on.
I feel like we're getting to like Zelda timeline theory.
Dude, I think
this
you're
is
right.
crazy, man.
This I do not care about as much as a lot of other
Headcanon,
things.
guys. I love headcanon
right.
so much.
Anything else? Are we going to talk about LeFou? We don't have much more time.
We'll get to that.
Love
One more
LeFou.
second. One more thing. I like how Gaston was popular for a reason because he was a war hero,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
he was a stud.
But
and
also
like,
not that, because LeFou was paying everybody to like cheer him
Yeah.
on.
That's true too.
Yeah, I think he's paying
hype
him
man.
to him. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And was the Tavern Gaston's? Does he own it?
I think he owns it. I think that's
he
his
owns it.
job.
I
Oh,
think
because
that's
the
why-
antlers.
And
He's
And it
decorating
says
with the antlers.
Gaston the
That's
Hunter.
right.
Yeah,
and
and
like,
the art's on the wall of him.
Then, you know.
Whole ballroom scene for the entirety of it, except the final second, he's dancing with the girl.
Yeah.
For the entire, just
Yeah,
have him
because-
dance from the very
because-
beginning with the guy.
Right?
There's
And then
there's
do a
that small
zoom in
moment when
if
they
you want.
Well, you gotta,
finally.
if you really want to do it.
But I think that was the moment when they realized, oh, in this small town, there's someone like me, and there's other people like me out there.
Wouldn't you have noticed that when the guy comes walking down the staircase in a dress
No,
and he
because
loves
there was
himself,
three
and LeFou
guys.
looks up and he's like,
Also,
feel
LeFou
you.
was currently underneath a piano at the time, so
no, because he gets up and he catches Mrs. Potts, and she's like, oh, you're one of us
So
now.
he was having a conversation,
Which
with
I hate
Teapot.
too, by the
yeah,
way.
By the way.
Yeah.
Aldi had a really good alternative
He just switches over like that.
told me
Right.
about, that he was like, this would have been so much better, and like redeeming LeFou's character. It's like, instead of, actually don't remember exactly what Aldi said, but it was really good. It's like, instead of having like Mrs. Potts have that moment, like LeFou could have been like, I'm not helping you anymore. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
had like
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Just like
Yeah.
I don't like him anymore, so I'm on your side.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because he was obviously like
Understated.
battling the whole time.
love
Ever
him,
since
yeah.
they left Maurice out for dead, he's been
Yeah.
like battling whether to stay on Gaston's
I do-
side. So
I
the fact he
do-
just kept
yeah.
staying on his side the whole movie
I like
didn't have that moment.
That he was morally crossed, right?
He
was.
was.
But
Yeah.
he never had that moment where he was like, oh,
Right.
okay, you know what, this isn't right. Like, bye.
Yeah,
he never got
he
that
never
big
goes
moment.
like, Gaston, you're a jerk. Sorry.
To be
dude."
fair,
Yeah.
he was threatened to be put in an asylum, but still.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but for a very brief
Yeah.
moment at the very ending where he's like,
He
do you
would've
want to end
gotten
up
out
like them?
also.
Right, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it never gets resolved. Like they just leave him in that state of, I guess I'm good now.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that.
Overall, I do wish that like they hadn't announced that it was gonna happen, because then like I would have been like so thrilled and like, oh
Same.
my god,
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
You know, yeah, exactly. And like I don't have a problem with what the moment was. I just have a problem with the hype and Disney getting like pats on the back for being so great and progressive, because it truly like wasn't.
It was like
No.
the littlest.
It was for Disney, but Disney's got to catch up to the rest of the world.
But
You know
also,
what I'm saying?
Beauty and the Beast, like they overshared the amount of marketing and clips and
Right,
pictures and
right.
everything we
Yeah,
got for
they
this film.
can't
It
risk
was
it.
overkill. It was overkill like
Absolutely.
the first 2 months, and then just kept going. So that whole thing, like
Yeah.
the hype built up for this movie, I
And they
think
didn't
is
for
what let
any
us down
movie.
a
I
little
feel
bit.
like they didn't need it for this movie. You know what I
No.
mean? Like there
This is
was
Beauty and the
more.
Beast.
There
We're
was
gonna go see it 'cause
more
it's Beauty and the
than
Beast.
for Jungle Book.
Yeah.
And like Jungle Book of anything could have used like more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I think it's interesting though that this entire time we have not yet talked once about the most iconic scene from the original movie, which is the ballroom.
The ballroom.
We have not
because
talked
it's,
once
it's
about
forgettable. It's
Right.
a moment in time that passes in
and
an
it's the
instant.
class.
And then it's not even important. It doesn't even sway, because in the cartoon that's the moment when she falls in love. But in this one, it's just buying time until she's like, I miss my dad. That was cool, but my dad.
Yeah. And you don't feel the chemistry between them
No.
when they're dancing at all.
No.
It's not sweeping. There's like these weird
No,
far off
because-
wide angle
But
shots.
they almost kissed for like a second.
Yeah, it's
I was like,
weird.
why am I
I would've-
Weird.
I would have paid to
Very
see
weird.
that. Though. Also, how do you feel about her trying to sound like Angela Lansbury?
Oh, Emma Thompson? I thought it was fine.
I think she
It's
did fine, but I'm just like, oh, Angela.
In a
Lansbury.
movie with Emma Thompson, I mean not Emma Thompson, with Emma Watson
Yeah.
singing in it, Emma Thompson's fine.
She sounds. Well, she's a great singer. I just don't know if I like the fact that she was so close to Angela Lansbury.
How'd you feel about Lumiere?
I didn't like.
Right, I agree. I didn't
here's the
like him
thing,
either.
Here's the thing. I didn't hate him.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was gonna dislike him much more, but Ewan McGregor. I mean, half his charm is seeing his expression, right? Like he's one of those actors that
Yeah.
you look in his eyes and you feel it, right?
Yeah.
But when he's Lumiere, I don't quite. I
Also,
didn't
how they
hate it, but I just
animated
didn't
the
buy
candlestick.
it. That's
Yeah.
the thing, is I didn't really like the
was
way it was
nothing.
animated.
Was literally nothing. There was no
Yeah.
expression.
And you
that's
made
the
him
fun
jump
part of Beauty
around.
and the Beast.
Yeah.
All
I
of
do
them had
think-
faces, real faces.
Of the
wish-
enchanted objects, I do think Cogsworth was good.
He was good.
And I felt for him in the
wasted.
final scene
Yeah.
when he's like when he's looking at Lumiere and then his things ticking.
I
He's like,
cried.
well, our time
I was
finally
crying.
ran out.
I
And he
was
stops.
crying.
Like, that moment
Oh, I cried.
felt.
That's the most
Yeah.
emotional
Yeah.
moment
That's
in
the
the movie.
most
Cogsworth
emotional
was-
moment.
But answer me this: do you think he was underutilized? I mean, you have
Yes.
literally one of the greatest actors of our generation.
Yes.
They
and
should have been gay.
He should have been gay.
Yeah.
Cogsworth should have been gay.
Oh
Dude,
my
They should have been gay
They
together.
should have been together.
Yes.
I want Cogs Fu fandom immediately.
Clogs Fu?
Clogs.
Clogs
Yeah,
Lear?
Clogs Fu.
Yeah. I did like the chemistry between you and Ian though.
Oh, for sure.
I thought
It's
that
great.
I thought the Lumiere Cogsworth dynamic was spot on.
Yeah, they should have been gay.
They should have been.
They were- they
No,
were
no,
Have
Blue
Ian
Man, original
McKellen
one, yeah.
voicing
Come on.
one of them. Like,
Yeah.
how are you?
Well, then again,
Well,
Lumiere's always kind of been like a ladies' man.
He's,
though,
he's
Yeah,
so
but
I guess
like-
that wouldn't have been.
let's be fair. He's bi-curious, but here's the thing. I think the romance between Plumet and Lumiere is necessary because
Sure.
it shows that the objects also had relationships amongst
Sure.
themselves, and that's why they're so eager to get back to their lives. And without that, I don't feel it would have been as strong. I mean, maybe Cosgrove and
True.
Lumiere, but I don't know. I like the buddy cop. Like I'm the loose one, and I'm the strict one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Cogsworth should have definitely been gay though.
He should have been gay.
That's
When
like
his
an
wife
easy
comes,
one,
like,
yeah.
oh, turn me back into o'clock, Frodo. You know. By the way, Patrick, earlier I wanted to get to this. You said who fixed the tree, and because when they go back into the woods, the tree is back to normal, and it's in a loop. Like it always resets itself. The town is kind of just stuck the way it is. So even
But they
if something
found the
changes-
castle in 5 minutes during the mob song.
because it's all magic.
I don't know.
So then, but that's kind of horrible of the Enchantress then to be like,
Yeah.
well,
No,
time's almost up. Screw it, let
that's-
everybody kill everybody else.
That's the
Like,
point.
Come on.
This is her ant farm, right? Like this is just her little pet project that she has.
See, but
These
then I
people
hate
are
that she's
lessons.
even in the movie at all. Because
I know.
Yes,
I
she's
hate
on-
it. I just honestly, I wish that they said that they loved each other in the nick of time, and then she never showed
No,
up.
not even in the nick of time. They die, and then
they die and
No,
kisses
she
her
said
and she
she
comes back.
wished.
No, I
Yeah.
wish.
Oh,
I
you
know.
wish they would've
and
done
I
it in
didn't
the
want
nick
her
of
to show up, and I just wanted it to be like how it was in the cartoon.
Yeah.
But no, they missed their time. But there is still she's apparently forgiving, even though she kept him a beast for so many years.
Yeah, she was almost like,
She's like, I'm over it. Like I'm cool.
you're
It's
back.
cool.
Everybody back.
Yeah.
Everybody's fine.
Producer,
It's fine.
to give us a wrap up whenever you need to, because we're just gonna keep
We're
going.
just gonna keep going.
We can keep going.
Did you
Can we
like
keep going?
Did you like the feet
So
and
far,
the
it looks so
hands?
good.
Like when he turns into human, like they straight up stole that
No,
from the
wait,
cartoons.
hold on.
The-
What about the Mrs. Potts glamour moment
Oh!
in Be Our Guest?
Oh, yeah, where she lays down the plank.
Oh yeah.
The moment that's only made for 3D
It's for the 3D
audiences, and it's
audience.
Sure.
completely
Someone
cringe
asked,
for
I didn't
everybody
see it in
someone
3D.
asked if they should see it in 3D, and I immediately was like, well, if you want that Mrs. Potts
The
shot to
glamour
make any
shot.
sense to you, you should
God,
see
it's
it in
weird
3D.
because that's the only obvious 3D moment, and it's so awkward.
Yeah.
And then the little cling.
Yeah.
I also didn't like the opening of the movie. I like Audra McDonald. I think she's awesome.
She's the most
a great
talented
singer.
one, yeah.
Easily. But I didn't like the opening of the movie, where now it's like a ballroom scene and she's singing.
Honestly,
it's like, didn't need that.
I haven't said this publicly. The intro with like the story, I'm just like, this is 100% the prince just like throwing culty sex parties for himself.
You think that's what it is?
Yeah.
There's only women dancing.
Oh, that's
the
true.
only men there
That's
are his
true.
servants.
That's true.
And he's just like sitting there like
Baller.
dance.
Laying there, yeah. Dance
like-
for me, pretty lady.
Yes.
Also,
So then did all the women become feather dusters? Is that like what happened to them?
No, because they weren't all servants.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's only
but I thought
servants.
it affected everybody who was in the castle.
No, only the servants.
people
in the
who
castle.
lived there.
Okay, because there were a lot of feather dusters,
Yeah.
and I was like,
There was a lot of feathers.
There were a lot of
There were
them.
also a lot of plates.
that's
so-
true. There were a
I'm
lot
saying
of
even though
places.
it might have been sex parties, I loved the intro.
Yeah. Also, the first thing I thought was like, oh, when is somebody going to cosplay that?
Yeah.
So.
Okay,
Oh.
we unfortunately
We need to
to
wrap.
wrap.
Right. Anyways, guys, I know we're tearing this apart because obviously the flaws are what stand out the most to us because we love Disney so much. But I will say that it was a fun trip to the movie. All negative stuff said. I know that doesn't make sense to say now, but I thought it was a fun movie to go see in the theaters. I highly recommend it. I saw it twice. I liked it better the second time.
Yeah.
I thought it was well shot. I thought it was well lit. I thought the aesthetic was pleasant. I had, again, some flaws. There were some flaws that stood out to me as a film. But overall, it was a fun romp. What do you guys think? Closing thoughts?
Yes, I thought it was an enjoyable movie-going experience, and everyone should definitely go see it because a lot of people are loving it, and it's their favorite Disney live
By the way,
action so far.
we're nitpicking at these
Yes.
things.
But by the way, it's our job to tear Disney things apart. Just
Critical.
gonna leave it
Yeah.
there. Yep.
I'm sticking with the 5 out of 10, 2.5 out of 5. Totally think it's
Oh,
like
I'm
middle of the
sticking
road.
with that too.
But I do agree that people should go see it to
Yeah,
sort of
same,
make,
yeah.
you know,
That's what I meant.
judge it for themselves, you know, if they'll like it or not. Because some people really do absolutely love it.
Yes.
And I totally understand it. I'm not going to hate you
Right.
for like loving
Yeah.
this movie.
Especially people
But-
that loved the original. It's like their favorite
Different
of all time.
opinions are
Yeah,
fun.
they're fine.
to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed seeing the movie. I mean, you'll enjoy the movie the entire time. You're never like,
Sure.
oh, this is the worst. But you're going to notice things in the
Right.
movie that you're not going
You
to like.
can't help
Maybe. You can't help
Right.
it. You're going to pinpoint things because this is a classic film that they now made into live action. You're going to nitpick because it's your childhood.
Also,
Right.
yeah, exactly. We have it memorized. We know every scene. That's the point. They
Right.
made
When they
it knowing
change the
that.
lyrics, we know that they
Right.
changed the lyrics.
Exactly.
Right.
It's
Right.
not just hitting us blindly. I feel like we've been so on par with our opinions on this movie the whole time. But thank you guys for hanging out. We really appreciate your time. Please tweet at us. Let us know what you think. Let's continue this conversation offline. Thank you for watching Disney Movie News. Make sure you subscribe to the page, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Roger. Thanks for hanging out with us, dude.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime.
Appreciate it. High fives. Bye.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit PopcornTalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.